Good morning. We find ourselves at the last Shabbat of the Jewish year 5784. On Wednesday evening, we're going to gather here at Temple Judea and at synagogues around the world. We're going to welcome the Jewish year 5785. This week, we have a particularly appropriate portion to consider, the last portion that we'll read this Jewish year. It's not the last portion of the Torah, but it is the last portion we will read this Jewish year. And I think its words have resonance for all of us, and in some ways speaks to what we're doing as we move from one Jewish year to the next. So let me read to you from a few of the verses of Parshat Vayelech. It's the 31st chapter of the book of Deuteronomy. Moses went and spoke these words to all of Israel. He said to them, I am 120 years old. I can no longer go out and come in. For God has said to me, you shall not cross this Jordan. And then a few verses later, he continues. Moses summoned Joshua and said to him before the eyes of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you shall come with this people to the land that God swore to their forefathers to give them. This is a bittersweet moment for Moses and for the children of Israel, as Moses knows he is not about to go into the promised land. He has worked so hard to bring the children of Israel to this point, yet he is going to turn over the reins of leadership to Joshua, and the great joy of accomplishing the goal for which he has worked essentially his entire life will be something he won't get to experience. In many ways, Moses reflecting on his tenure, Moses giving his blessing to Joshua, in many ways, this transition is, metaphorically, of course, what we do during the new year. We think back upon the past year, perhaps even further. We think about what we've done. We think about what we are able to carry forward to the next year and what we must discard. In the case of the children of Israel, sadly, they had to discard Moses for many important reasons and embrace new leadership. But on a smaller level, as it applies to us as individuals, let's think as we move into Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, what we've done during the past year, what we need to discard and what we need to embrace. Is it possible that we need to become a new leader, a new person, or at least adopt some new traits, some new parts of us that will help us in the next year? That's what this portion is really about. So I hope you'll think about that. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that this Friday night, tonight, in the Gore Sanctuary, 6:15. I hope that you will join us for the last Shabbat of 5784. Tomorrow night, which is Slichot, I hope you're going to join us for a wonderful program. It's going to begin at 8 o'clock, again in the Gore Sanctuary. We're going to have the privilege of listening to Adam Nimoy, son of the iconic Leonard Nimoy of blessed memory, and he's going to share with us his experience in reconciling his somewhat fraught relationship with his father. Of course, after Slichot, Wednesday night, we'll gather for Rosh Hashanah services. Thursday, again, we have all kinds of wonderful programming planned for you. I hope that you're planning to join us. You can see it all on the website or read about it in the e-news. On behalf of the entire staff and lay leadership here at Temple Judea, I want to wish you a Shana Tova U'Metuka. May your new year be filled with blessing, with health, and with sweetness. Shabbat Shalom.